We weren't really connected. We didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things: religion, politics, finances. We were in two completely separate planets. And of course, that translated to our ability to connect with one another and our ability to have a successful, fulfilling, intimate relationship. Welcome to Brown Girls Need Healing Too, the podcast where we dive deep into the journey of healing, transformation, and radical self love. I'm Quiana, and I'm here to help you break free from trauma, reconnect with your inner peace, and step boldly into the life you deserve. This is your space to feel seen, heard, and supported as we explore the tools, stories, and practices that will help you reclaim your power and rewrite your story. Because healing isn't just for some of us, it's for all of us, and brown girls need healing too. In 2025, we are going to be so incredibly intentional about our time, our lives, our actions, our thoughts, our everything. We have to be extremely intentional because intention is the radio signal that allows the universe to understand what it is exactly you want to get back from the world. Now, I, like so many people, struggled with knowing what exactly I wanted out of life. Like, I'm 31 years old, I'm turning 32 this year, and I feel like I have just now finally gotten clear on what exactly I want out of life. And the crazy thing about it is it happened so differently than I feel like it has happened for most people, because for most people, they know at a really, really young age exactly what they want to do. And for someone like me who has ADHD, self-diagnosed, I have struggled with knowing exactly what I want to do because I want to do everything. I love doing new things. I love learning about everything. And I have had so many jobs in my life. I sold cars. I went to esthetician school. I worked in real estate, hair. I did my teeth whitening business, nonprofit, like human resources, anything that you can think of, I've probably had the job. I did cam modeling before OnlyFans was a thing. So like I've been around the block. And it is, as of right now, 31 years old, that I finally know what I want to do in life. And it's honestly because I reframed my life and my experiences. And this was such an integral part of my journey because I used to really honestly feel like I was lost. And I know a lot of people can relate to this because you're like, I've jumped from job to job, different career, thinking that those things were going to make me happy and that was going to be the final stop. That job was absolutely going to be what I wanted to do. Like, for example, when I went into law enforcement and I worked in parole and probation, I thought that was going to be the end all be all. When I joined the army, I thought the army was going to be the end all be all, but they weren't. And if you are listening to this episode, get ready because at the end of this, you are really going to wholeheartedly, on a soul level, know where you want to be. And we're going to do this by exploring where you don't want to be. The best teacher in life is experience. And for me, knowing what I wanted in life only came from knowing what I don't want in life. And this specific framework you can use in business, you can use in your personal relationships, you can use it in every area in your life. You can use it for friendships, whatever, or just how you decide to show up with the relationship with yourself. And so I just want to tell you a story because I love telling stories. In my previous relationship, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to this. In my previous relationship, I was with him for about 5 years, and it was a relationship that I entered into, um, after being in a relationship that was super toxic, super, super toxic. And so when I entered in this relationship, the main thing that I was looking for was stability. And so I entered into this relationship and I entered into it because it was a very stable relationship. However, through time, I realized that there were so many things that were missing from my relationship. And I remember when I got pregnant with Gio, we had conversations about being a stay-at-home mom, and that was something that he absolutely was not for. Like, his parents were hard workers, both of them, and so he had this image in his mind that whoever he was with, whoever he decided he was going to have children with, was going to contribute financially to the household. And that was something that I knew I never really wanted to do. Also, in that relationship, we weren't really connected. And if you have been in a relationship where you're actually connected to the person, I know you know what I'm talking about. We weren't really connected. We didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things: religion, politics, finances. We were in two completely separate planets. And of course, that translated to our ability to connect with one another and our ability to have a successful, fulfilling, intimate relationship. So at the end of that relationship, I knew without a sliver of a doubt how I wanted my next relationship to be. Mind you, I was single for 2 years, dating until I met my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband, Trevor. And I remember when I first met him, I think it was like our first date. I had made it clear to him. I said, "Hey, you need to make your presence in my life consistent and dominant." And that he did. And I remember like the first time that we had a really deep conversation about how we wanted our life to be. It's so funny because that's exactly how our life is now. But we had children at the same time, from separate relationships, and he has always been a hard worker, like physical worker. He wants to work, like that's his thing. He feels the most fulfilled when he's working. And for me personally, I'm kind of a go with the flow person. I didn't want to have to be tied down to a job, especially if I wasn't happy with it. And he supported that. And prior to me meeting him, I remember I wrote down a list. I wanted to manifest the love of my life. I wrote down a list of all the qualities that I wanted in my life partner, all the qualities. And everything I thought of stemmed from my relationship, my 5 year relationship with the person that I wasn't connected with the person that wasn't emotionally supportive. And so when I was writing this list down, I said, I want someone who is kind, who has a high level of emotional intelligence, who is supportive, who makes me feel safe, who makes me laugh. And every single quality that I wrote down on that list, I got in my husband, plus more. And so that really goes to show, like, I had no idea what like, if you would have asked me at the beginning of that 5 year relationship what I wanted in a relationship, I would have said stability because that's all I was looking for in the moment. But that experience showed me what exactly I wanted in a life partner, and I ended up finding my soulmate. So, this exact same framework of knowing what you don't want will 100% lead you into what you do want. And in this journey of you searching for what you do want, I want you to know and I want you to be prepared that you are going to run into a lot of what you don't want. You are going it's inevitable and it's a part of the process. It's the universe asking you like, "Hey, is this what you really want? Do you really want this and are you willing to stay loyal and solid to this desire that you have?" A lot of my clients struggle in the love department. Like, a lot of people are looking for their life partners. And if you are one of those people, I think that it's extremely important for you to understand that you are going to have people in your life that almost fit the bill, but they don't fit the bill. And it's important that you are aware of that so that you can say no to those things. Because as long as those people, those relationships are in your life, they are not allowing what the universe or the God of your own understanding has for you to come into your life. So let's say you're currently in a relationship with someone who dismisses your feelings, who doesn't value you as a person, who's constantly complaining or belittling you or devaluing you or making you feel small. You know that that's not something that you want in a relationship. So, whenever you decide, if you decide to leave this relationship, I really want you to write down a list of all the things that you want in your potential partner. Be as specific as you can possibly be because we are manifesting the love of your life. And now, as you are being very specific, I want you to be prepared to say no to anything that does not look like what you have on your list. So when I first started dating Trevor, I knew almost immediately that he was the one for me. He was the man that I manifested because he checked off all of the marks, all of the things that I wanted on my list. But the top thing that I wanted was emotional intelligence. And that is how I knew he was the one for me because I think we had gotten into an argument and it was small and I was upset. And in my previous relationship, that same argument would have ended in dismissing of my feelings, or we would literally just sweep it under the rug. It just wouldn't end well. And it definitely wouldn't end in an apology. And so when Trevor and I got into this argument, he said, "I'm sorry." And that was the biggest green flag ever. It was like, hold on, Quiana. Did you just hear what he said? He said he's sorry. Not, well, you shouldn't have done this. Not, I didn't do that. Not, I didn't mean it that way. Not anything besides, I'm sorry. And so I'm saying this to say that as you are on your journey to finding the love that you want, the job that you want, you are going to run into situations that almost look like it's what you're trying to manifest, but it's not. And you have to be aware of that. You have to be extremely aware of that. So, since you are trying to figure out what you want in life by figuring out what you don't want in life, well, even though you don't need to figure it out, you already know what you don't want in life. What I want you to do is grab a piece of paper and whatever area we are working on fixing or aligning with the highest version of yourself, I want you to write that area at the top of the paper. So let's say you are wanting your dream job, but you don't know what your dream job looks like. So we're going to write down all the things that you don't like about jobs that you've worked. So let's say you don't like working overtime. You don't like working 5 days a week. You don't like working with people. And I'm really going to challenge you to dig deep because on this list, if you can come up with 20 things that you don't like, that will mean that you're even closer to the things that you do like. So, as you've written those 20 things down, I want you to draw a line, and on the opposite side of everything that you've listed, I want you to write the exact opposite. So, for example, you don't like working directly with people. So you do like working alone or at a job that has minimal customer contact, such as data entry, There's a number of different things that you can do. You don't like working overtime, so you like a job with a set schedule. You don't like working 5 days a week, so you like a job that is part time, or you work 4 10s in order to get your 40 hours. You don't like having a boss or direct supervisor, so you want a job that allows you the autonomy to do the things that you want to do and make the decisions that you want to make. So it's that simple. Knowing what you don't want is the key to knowing what you do want. The beautiful thing about this that I love so much, that has given me so much mental clarity and peace with the decisions that I've made, is that every experience that you've experienced in your life, every door that was closed on you, every no you received, every heartbreak, every failure, every mistake, they're just lessons. They are just lessons, and they have pointed us in the direction of where we're supposed to be and where we're supposed to go. And that's such a freeing understanding to have about all of your life decisions and life situations and circumstances. If you're someone like me that has previously struggled with shame and guilt for the decisions that I made, I have come to peace with understanding that every decision I made, whether good or bad, whether I would repeat it again, whether it's something that I'm proud to tell people about or not, has all made me into the person that I am and has guided me to the exact place that I'm supposed to be. And that is here with you guys. There are so many people that I hope to touch and help transform with this podcast, with the healing practices and the knowledge and the experiences that I hope to share with people to help them transform from their pain. So every lesson is a blessing. If you found this podcast to be helpful, please do me a favor and like it, leave a comment, rate it. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on YouTube, please leave a comment. Let me know if anything that I've said has triggered a thought within you, or if this is an experience that you've previously went through and worked through. Please leave comments, and most importantly, please share this podcast with somebody that you think would benefit from it. The best gift you can give someone is the gift of healing. I love you and I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next episode.